This episode of Adventures Afield is brought to you by Airforce Airguns. Serious airguns for the serious shooter. And these fine sponsors.
Hey guys, Eric Henderson here with Adventures Afield. I actually got a video request on how to do my camo paint job. Basically, I've been doing my own camo paint for many years, and I came up with the best possible design. This is years of practice. The scope that I had on here is, the scope that I've been using on this gun since day one. It's a Sun Optics Tactical Hunter scope. I absolutely love that scope. It's perfectly designed for what I do. I wanted to camo it and basically match what I have here, and here it is. First thing we do is we take some mineral spirits and we wipe down the whole scope, try to get all the grease and debris and everything off, and it helps the paint stick. Now that we got it wiped down really good, now we tape it up, basically covering everything that we don't want covered with paint. Like, I don't tape up these or the numbers or even the magnification numbers. All right, we got everything taped up, all the little dots, all the numbers. I taped up the whole top turret because it's got stuff all over it. I even taped up the logo. We don't want to cover up our sponsor. And then the magnification numbers, and of course we taped up well, that one's plugged up really good. So, got everything taped up, everything's wiped down. Now we just need to do the base coat. One of the first things we do before we start is we put primer on it. This helps the paint stick. I guess if you have it wiped down good enough, you shouldn't need to, but I always do primer first. Now we shake it up really good, and we start doing the primer. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing gloves, which I highly recommend. All right, after the primer is done, we put on our base coat. Basically, that's your background of all the design that we're going to put on the gun to help break up the silhouette. And I like using this. This is the khaki from Rust-Oleum. It holds up really well, especially when you put a matte clear coat finish on it. I'll spray at one angle and then I'll switch to an opposite angle. Every couple minutes after spraying, you gotta shake it up. We'll let that dry. Now that we waited a little while, I'm going to make some blotches, some big dark spots with the earth brown Rust-Oleum. Next thing I want to do is put like little zigzag lines on here. It's best to do with an airbrush. Since I don't have an airbrush, what I do is I take some cardboard and just kind of rip it like this. And then what you can do is you can tape it together like that, or you can hold it together. Sometimes I prefer to tape it, and then put it up there and spray it. And you can change it thicker and thinner, or you can change it like that. It all depends on how you want to do it. Alright, what I'm going to start with is a lighter bit of khaki, but it's called sandstone. It's just a little bit lighter, and I'm going to put some zigzags through the dark spots. Shook up really well. Do something like this. Oh, wonderful. We have a malfunction. All right, this one should work. See how that works? It's just a little bit lighter than what's on there before. Just like that. Just make sure you don't get an excess of paint on the back, then it'll start smudging. There we go. Let's let that dry. Alright, next I'm doing the black. Obviously it is a flat black Rust-Oleum. It doesn't have to be camo or anything. This should work. Worked all the other times. Also, I wiped off the excess paint that was on here. Now always remember, if you goof up, you can put a base coat back on. One more trick I use to make kind of like the little splotches with a little bunch of little dots is I get this textured paper towel, and it's as you can see, it's got all these little texturing on it. What I do is I take my paint, put a bunch right there, and then you can start texturing like that. Makes a cool pattern. Helps break things up a little bit. Almost looks like snake scales. Now the next and final phase is to put a matte clear coat on it. Make sure it is matte. It helps protect the finish and it keeps the glare down. Let's start at the bottom. Alright guys, here is the finished result. I am extremely pleased with it. It matches the gun perfectly. If you have any questions or any comments, make sure you put comments or questions in the comment section of this video, or you can email me. I appreciate you watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot.